Board members, you all set?
Yeah.
Here we go. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education, I'd like to thank you for being in attendance, both virtually and in person, for tonight's board meeting. At this time, I'd like to reconvene the meeting of the Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education to order for Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Burkett. Fiorentino.
Present.
Gauthier. McKinday.
Present.
Scarpino.
Present.
Thomas. Present. Zettler, present. You have 5.
Thank you. Dr. Harkin.
Yes, can I please have Principal Tom Bresnak from Gilbert's Elementary School come forward with his students to lead us in the pledge tonight?
Parents, you are welcome to get up, move forward, and take pictures of your kids if you want. Please feel free to. It's a great opportunity for them.
Good evening. I would like to thank the Board of Education, Dr. Harkin, D300 administration, staff, and the community for having us this evening. We are very excited to share some of our amazing work that these students and many of our 5th graders have participated in this year and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. For the past 2 years, our 5th grade students have participated in our Grizzlies Give Back program. The focus is giving our students the opportunity to give back to their community, whether it be in our school environment or locally. This program is essential as we continue to develop our students to not only grow in their education, but also learn the importance and value of supporting the community that you live in. This year, our students ran a food drive within our school community. Through this, they raised 1,829 items that were donated to the D300 Food Pantry. The students in front of you also put out American flags in front of the school for Veterans Day to show their support and to help all of our students within the building understand the importance of this special day. The 5th grade students also took time to write letters to the Gilbert's police for 9/11. This type of service brought so much joy to the amazing police department in our town. Finally, students also made paper flowers for a former Gilbert student who is currently going through a medical condition. The students in front of you and the 5th graders continue to put value back into their community. They are learning how small and large acts of kindness can go a long way, and we are very excited to see what they are going to do in their future. The following students are here before you tonight. And students, when I call your name, go ahead and give a little wave so you know who's who. Shayna Chowdhury, Jackson Schmidt, Rose Peachman, Priscilla Lasisi, Evie Kowal, and Lexi Kowal. At this time, if everybody can please stand and rise and join our Gilbert students in the Pledge of Allegiance. Students, go ahead and turn around. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much.
Parents, you're free to go off with the kids if you want. There have been no changes to the agenda. We will be having a second closed session. No action, though, will be taken after the closed session. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Fiorentino.
Aye.
McKinday.
Aye.
Scarpino.
Aye.
Thomas. Aye. Zettler, aye. You have 5.
No, say
Five, zero.
motion passes.
Moses passes 5-0.
Thank you. Recognition, Dr. Harkin.
Yes, so the Kane County Regional Office of Education hosted its 48th Educator of the Year banquet on May 3rd at the Q Center in St. Charles. 57 individuals from 9 school districts in Kane County were recognized at the banquet as Educator of the Year nominees, including more than a dozen from District 300. Nominees were placed in 7 different categories based on job role, and at the banquet, a winner in each category was named, as well as one overall Educator of the Year winner. I would like to congratulate all of the District 300 nominees. Each nominee will be recognized by their respective category. So I'd like to start out tonight by inviting those staff members that were in the elementary early childhood nominees, which include Amanda, Megan, Bradley, and Rebecca, to please come forward to the front of the room. So I'm going to share a little bit from their recognition that was provided that night on all 4 of them. So Amanda Cook. Amanda is a first grade teacher at Gilbert's Elementary School. Ms. Cook has been with District 300 for 11 years, all of which have been spent at Gilbert's. She is known for being a dedicated educator who focuses on the whole child, always ensuring that students have a safe place to learn and feel valued. Megan Kleinschmidt is a 4th grade dual language teacher at Meadowdale Elementary School. Ms. Kleinschmidt has been with District 300 for 6 years, working that entire time at Meadowdale. She is known for always greeting her class with a smile and maintaining high expectations for all students. Bradley Marks is a 5th grade teacher at Parkview Elementary School, who has spent 19 years with the district, all of which has been spent at Parkview. His classroom philosophy is, in the classroom, we are a family, a team that teaches, supports, and learns from one another. Whenever someone is feeling low, we rally together to uplift them. And lastly, from this category, we have Rebecca Meyer. Rebecca is a physical education teacher at Sleepy Hollow Elementary School. Ms. Meyer has been with the district for 26 years, 14 of which have been spent at Sleepy Hollow. She is known for always going above and beyond to make physical education class a safe and engaging learning environment where students can learn and grow. Let's give these 4 fine individuals a round of applause.
Bradley. Right here, buddy. Thank you. Good job. Yeah, do this way. Do the loop. Do the loop. It's hard to do it like that, folks. Believe me, it's not easy.
Oh, thank you. Next up, I'd like to invite our teachers that were nominated in the middle school teacher category. And I'd like to invite up Heather Velasquez and the parents of Matthew Bishop, if they would come forward. Christine, you're with us tonight. So first, Heather Velasquez is a cross-categorical resource teacher at Algonquin Middle School. Ms. Velasquez has been with District 300 for just over 20 years, all of which have been spent at Algonquin Middle. Her ability to build relationships with students makes her a standout educator, with many former students returning to the school to visit her. And tonight we have Christine Bishop on behalf of Matthew Bishop. Matt was a music teacher at Dundee Middle School. Tragically, Mr. Bishop passed away earlier this year. His 12-year professional career with District 300 was spent entirely at Dundee Middle School, where he was extremely dedicated to his craft, to his students, and to his colleagues. Matthew was also a District 300 alumni and was a graduate from Jacobs High School. Mr. Bishop helped create countless memories at Dundee Middle School. We've had wonderful memories and recognition of him, and he has left an indelible mark in our district and on our families and on our students, and we will be eternally grateful for his service to the district. So if you could give me a round of applause for both Heather and Matthew. We did have one staff member nominated in the early career category, so if Thalia Marone would come forward. One thing that I love, that for all these that have been nominated, I have my staff recognition program where I come out and I deliver notes of appreciation, and everyone on this list, I've been in their classrooms delivering. So not only did their building select them as high-quality people that work for the district, I know I've given them all numerous, and I know you specifically, I swear every time I come to Meadowdale, we're giving you a note. So we have wonderful, the buildings have selected some of our very finest. So Thalia Marone is a first grade dual language teacher at Meadowdale Elementary. Ms. Marone has spent 3 years in District 300, all at Meadowdale, where she brings her best to students, her team, the dual language program, and the school every single day. She continues to flourish with each year of experience she gains. So congratulations and thanks for all you do for our students.
Good job. Well done.
Next up, we had two people that were submitted for the school administrator category. So if I could get Matt Langton and Patty Schmidt to come forward, please. And I could tell you it was a great night because at the night, the family members are there that are there celebrating the staff members that have nominated them. We were a third of the room that night of the school districts that were there, so it was very exciting to meet other people's parents and such. So that was wonderful. So Matt Langton is the principal of Carpentersville Middle School. Mr. Langton started out at Carpentersville Middle School as a dean after serving at Perry Elementary School. In his current role, he was always available and present, modeling the behaviors he expects from others. Mr. Langton knows every student's name and works tirelessly to ensure all students have a safe and brave space to reach their full potential. And Patty Schmidt is the Executive Director of School Improvement and Accountability for District 300. Ms. Schmidt's educational career spans more than 20 years and includes serving as a principal at Dundee Highlands Elementary School. Through her work, the district continues to make strides improving student outcomes and staying on track with strategic goal achievements. So thank you both and congratulations. Next up, we have one person here from the Education Service Personnel category. So Mr. Stephen Nakamura, if you'd please come forward. We'll put you right in the middle, all by yourself. So Stephen is the head custodian at Algonquin Lakes Elementary School. Mr. Nakamura has worked in District 300 for 15 years, spending time at both Hampshire High School and Algonquin Lakes. He is known for maintaining District 300 facilities at an exceptionally high level. His keen eye for improving areas, as well as work he conducts as part of his daily rounds, ensures students and staff can focus on learning. Thank you, Stephen. And last but not least for tonight, for the student support personnel category, we have one nominee, and it is Emily Kind, who has the best name in the whole entire world. Emily is a speech pathologist at Eastview Elementary School. Ms. Kind has been in District 300 for 9 years, all of which have been spent at Eastview. Her dedication extends far beyond the classroom as she regularly invests time outside of contract hours to learn about new devices and techniques that can benefit her students. So thank you for your service, Emily. And congratulations. In addition, we would like to recognize 4 other District 300 nominees who were not here this evening. In the elementary early childhood category, we have Megan Scheffler, who is a 2nd grade teacher at Lake in the Hills Elementary. Kelly Haladaluk, and when she comes, I'm going to make sure that's how you're supposed to say it, who is a 4th grade teacher at Liberty Elementary. And Carrie Hunter, who is a 4th grade teacher at Cambridge Lakes High School. And in the high school teacher category, we have Mike Jakubowski, who is an industrial education teacher at Hampshire High School. A special congratulations goes out to Mr. Jakubowski, who was the winner for his nomination category. These 3 individuals could not be here this evening and have been invited, and actually I think it's 4, will be invited to a future board meeting for formal recognition. But if we give one final applause. Right. Now on to the District 300 Foundation Awards. We had 2 people who were nominated in that category, and I need to find my sheet on this. Here we go. I have it. And so I would like to invite Dave Ward and Eric Jensen forward to talk about this outstanding night where we had 2 of our winners in the categories of Distinguished Educator and Distinguished Employee from our District 300 Foundation.
Thank you, Dr. Harkin, board members. Thanks so much for having us tonight. My name is Dave Ward. I'm the chairman of the D300 Foundation. Many of you may know us from the gala that we do. We also have great partnerships throughout the district. Recently, this past Saturday, we've had an art show at Auto Engineering. Wonderful event. I can tell you by record, we had about 7,500 people come through that event. Wonderful, wonderful night. But I'm here to talk to you tonight about our educator and employee of the year nomination. First person we're going to interview is the employee, and Dr. Ranke will be doing that, and it's Christina Paniagua.
It is with great honor and pride that I stand before you today to recognize our Sleepy Hollow Elementary paraprofessional, Christina Paniagua, as the D300 Foundation Employee of the Year. Christina asked if I could share her story as she's being recognized today, and of course I said, sure. Her story is one of resilience, determination, and compassion. As one of 6 children born to immigrant parents seeking a better life in the United States, Christina experienced the challenge of straddling 2 worlds: the world of her parents, where English was not spoken, and the world of school, where she learned to navigate and thrive in a new language and culture. Drawing from her own experiences, she made it her mission to build strong personal connections with the families of our EL students and our newcomers. Christina understands the challenges these families face because she walked in their shoes. She assures them that they are accepted, they belong, and they are not alone in their journey. Her willingness to share her own story of her family's sacrifices resonates deeply with our students, inspiring them to be confident, to work hard, and to strive for success. Christina's dedication to building personal connections and fostering a sense of belonging has a profound impact on our students and their learning. She empowers them to embrace their talents, celebrate their heritage, and pursue their dreams with confidence and determination. Christina, thank you for your unwavering commitment to our students and to the community. Your passion and dedication inspire us all. It's with immense gratitude and admiration that we recognize you as the D300 Foundation Employee of the Year. Congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Eric Jensen. I am one of the trustees on the foundation as well, and I have the distinguished honor to bring up Mr. Matt Langton from CMS to present his Teacher of the Year award winner for the D300 Foundation, Miss Megan Wilson.
Good evening, District 300 Board of Education and Superintendent Harkin. I'm honored to be here this evening to talk about Miss Megan Wilson as the District 300 Foundation Educator of the Year. Megan has a passion for educating students and serving the community that is unmatched. We are incredibly proud of her and all that she does for our CMS community. To begin, Megan works diligently to advocate for the needs of our students and families throughout the entire Carpentersville community. Megan seeks and provides opportunities for our students to engage in rich experiences within the educational environment. She has collaborated with Cantini Gardens to organize field trips for our 8th grade class this school year. Additionally, she has brought these experiences to our students by having uniforms of different military groups demonstrated within her classroom. Megan was a staunch advocate for bringing back the Washington, D.C. trip to CMS after the pandemic. Since then, she has held informational meetings, organized with our partnering tour company, and acquired scholarships for families who need assistance to make this experience a reality for their children. This level of engagement in providing experiences for students generate a true excitement for students entering her classroom, and this passion is displayed continuously throughout her work. Next, Megan's an outstanding educator for the experiences that she provides our students on a daily basis in her classroom. A few years ago, I approached Megan regarding our building need to move her to become an ELA teacher. At heart, if you ask her today, she still considers herself a social studies teacher. However, the moment you step into her room, you understand that she would be successful at any content she teaches. This is due to her fierce commitment to supporting our students in whatever way assigned. Megan has embraced being an ELA teacher and incorporates collaborative groups, Socratic seminars, and academic language scripts in her classroom each day, as observed in her visit by Dr. Scarpino. She believes in each student's potential and is not satisfied until every student in her classroom gives their best effort and achieves success. Students demonstrate excitement to engage in her class and are comfortable taking risks and being vulnerable when content gets difficult due to the relationship she builds with students. Ms. Wilson is a prime example of someone who has high expectations for her students, but provides all students the necessary supports to pave their journey to success. Lastly, Ms. Wilson's a leader amongst her peers. She's been instrumental in jumpstarting our student council in the past 2 years. This has provided numerous opportunities to engage students in leadership activities. Additionally, she's part of our Building Guiding Coalition. Through this committee, she provides feedback on the next steps for the PLC process. She guides other staff members in the best practices of PLCs and models them consistently. Please join me in one more congratulations for the District 300 Foundation Educator of the Year, Miss Megan Wilson.
Feel free, you guys can take off now, please. Good job. Congratulations to all of you. Dr. Harkin?
Yes. We have a lot of staff recognitions in the month of May, so I am not going to read about every one of them, but we do send out emails recognizing all of these various employee groups on the day that is representational of their celebration. So on May 1st, we celebrated our principals. On May 1st, we also celebrated our interpreters. On May 3rd, we celebrated all of our school lunch heroes. On May 7th, big day, teacher appreciation, certainly the heart and soul of what we do here in District 300. May 8th was School Nurses Day. May 10th was our School Communicators Day. And last but not least, we'll be celebrating our speech pathologist on May 18th. So if we can give all of these employee groups a round of applause. And next up, I'd like to invite Dr. Martina Smith to go over some staff introductions of staff that are here that'll be here for next school year that we're really excited about. So thank you for everybody being here.
Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Harkin, board. If I could have Mr. Mark Wetzel join me at the front, please. Okay. We're tag teaming this, but we're going to start with Mark. Tonight, I'm excited to introduce Mr. Mark Wetzel as the next Deputy Superintendent for District 300. A former District 300 student, Mr. Wetzel graduated from Dundee Crown High School. He has a Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, a Master of Arts degree in Secondary Education from Roosevelt University, and an Administrative Certificate from Aurora University. Mr. Wetzel began his career in 2004 as an 8th grade social studies teacher and ELA teacher at Westfield Community School, where he also served as a team leader and a building literacy leader. He then served as an assistant principal at Westfield, followed by principal of Lincoln Prairie Elementary School. For the next 5 years, Mr. Wetzel served the district as the director of Avid and Social Studies, and during this past year, he has served as an assistant superintendent of schools. In each of these leadership roles, he has maintained a sharp focus on instructional leadership, staff development, and community building to enhance student outcomes. With this extensive experience, high expectations, and dedication to students and staff, Mr. Mark Wetzel is well equipped to serve as Deputy Superintendent, where he will continue to make meaningful impact on our school community. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Mark Wetzel as the new Deputy Superintendent for District 300. Mr. Wetzel will now introduce our next two exciting announcements.
Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Harkin, and community members. I'm excited to announce Mr. Jeff Ehart as the new Director of Finance of District 300. Come on up, Jeff. In addition to his background in educational leadership, Mr. Ehart acquired an endorsement as a chief school business official in 2011. Prior to his career in District 300, he served as an assistant superintendent of business, a role that allowed him to apply his financial expertise. Mr. Ehart joined District 300 in 2013. He has served as an associate principal of operations at Hampshire High School for the past 11 years and has a total of 24 years of experience in high school education. His background is unique as he has held the positions of teacher, Dean of Students, Assistant Principal, Associate Principal, and Assistant Superintendent of Business, all of which have provided him with a great understanding of how the district resources directly impact the classroom to provide support for each student and staff member. Mr. Ehart has a proven history of making improvements for the betterment of students and staff alike. While at Hampshire High School, Mr. Ehart supported the development of a rigorous curriculum and assessment. He effectively built the capacity of other professionals and maintained high standards for the school-level leaders he evaluated. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Jeff Ehart as the new Director of Finance for District 300. Next, I'd like to call up Dr. Patrick Hardy. I am pleased to introduce Dr. Patrick Hardy as the next principal of Hampshire High School. Dr. Hardy is currently serving as principal of Hinsdale South High School in Hinsdale School District 86. Prior to his time at Hinsdale, he served as Executive Director of Equity and Student Success at Oak Park and River Forest High School, Principal at Proviso East High School, Principal and Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction at Freeport School District 145, Chief Academic Officer for Rockford Public Schools, and Principal at Ellis Arts Academy in Rockford. Dr. Hardy began his career in education as a history teacher at West Roxbury High School in Boston, Massachusetts. Dr. Hardy's educational experiences include a bachelor's degree in secondary education from Xavier University of Louisiana, a master's degree in education from Harvard University, a master's degree in education and school administration from Cambridge College, a doctor's degree in ministry specializing in pastoral studies from Andersonville Theological Seminary, and a PhD in education from Capella University. Dr. Hardy has provided excellent leadership and service throughout his career, and we are confident that he will be a tremendous asset to the Hampshire High School community. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Hardy as the next principal of Hampshire High School.
Dr. Melanie Gravel, if you would like to come up to the front, please. I'm excited to announce Dr. Melanie Gravel is the new Assistant Superintendent of Pre-K Elementary Curriculum and Instruction. Dr. Gravel is a graduate of the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, where she majored in elementary education and minored in teacher education Spanish. She has earned a Master of Science in Education degree in Educational Administration, that's a mouthful, from Northern Illinois University, a Doctorate of Education in Leadership in Educational Administration from Aurora University, and a certificate in school leadership and management from Harvard University. Dr. Gravel's passion for educational leadership led her to serve as an assistant principal at Liberty Elementary School and at Prairie Grove Elementary School, one in District 300 and one in District 46. Dr. Gravel then served as principal at Bush Elementary School in Johnsburg, School District 12, before transitioning to principal here at Gary D. Wright Elementary School, where she worked for 8 years. For the past year, she has served as the district's Director of Early Childhood and Elementary Literacy, which we have been beyond grateful for. With her extensive experience and dedication to education, Dr. Gravel is well equipped to serve as the Assistant Superintendent for Pre-K Elementary Curriculum and Instruction. She has a wealth of knowledge and experience in the field of elementary education and will continue to make a significant impact in our district and on our leadership team. At this time, please join me in congratulating Dr. Melanie Gravel. Come on up, Nikki. I am also still excited to announce Miss Nikki Woodbury as the Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Curriculum and Instruction. She currently serves as Assistant Principal at Westfield Community School and has a strong background in curriculum development, instructional leadership, and professional learning communities, as well as instructional coaching in secondary education. Her expertise will be instrumental in enhancing our academic programming and supporting our educators and students 612. A graduate of Jacobs High School, Ms. Woodbury completed an undergraduate degree in English education at Illinois State University and then began her teaching career at Dundee Crown High School. She then completed 2 master's degrees, one focused on literacy and reading intervention and the other on educational leadership. Ms. Woodbury began her administrative journey as a division head at Dundee Crown in English. From there, she served at Dundee Middle School as assistant principal and as an instructional coach and student advisor at Dundee Highlands Elementary School. Her educational experience is well-rounded as she has worked as a teacher, coach, instructional leader, and administrator. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Nikki Woodbury as the new Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Curriculum and Instruction. And as I finish up my exciting announcements for this evening, I just want to again thank the board for supporting the vision that I have as I build my leadership team. Every one of these people that we are continuing to announce is critical to what happens in the future for District 300. And I don't want to forget to say thank you to all of the families who have joined all of our new leadership team members this evening. So thank you to you for giving me your family because I'm going to need them. We appreciate it.
Congratulations, everyone. Folks, if you want to exit, you are free to, believe me. Yeah, yes. Congratulations.
Next up, if we could, thank you for patiently sitting through all of this. Ashley, hopefully you've got some inspiration. You want to come back and be a teacher for District 300. If you recall last year, we had a student from Hampshire High School share their capstone project on an abbreviated version. And tonight we have Ashley Moore, who will be giving us an abbreviated version of her capstone project. If you want to come forward. Her teacher's here, Mrs. Van Effert. So happy to have her here. And just as an overview, these kids spend extensive time almost doing a mini dissertation of a subject that they choose to research, investigate, and really go deeper. And I will tell you, we're all invited. Many of us attend the days just to be there to observe them. And I will tell you, I am always blown away by what level of rigor these students go through on their projects themselves. So thank you, Ms., for all your work, Vanessa, on your work for this piece of all of it. And we're really excited tonight to share one of the projects that caught our eye. And our thank you, Mom and Dad, and Grandma, maybe, for being here tonight. And Ashley, thank you. And whenever you're ready, please go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Moore, and I'm an AP Research student from Hampshire High School. For those that are wondering why I'm here, I will get into that shortly. Before I begin, I would like to thank Dr. Scarpino for inviting me here today to speak on a topic that I believe is overlooked on society. The idea of misinformation is not a hidden one. Everyone knows what it means and why it is harmful. But it is almost impossible to discover how to prevent it and how it impacts one's opinions about everyday life. In a world that is striving to become more digital each day, it should be a goal of ours to only allow relevant and valid information to be distributed to all online users. In the AP Research program, we are required to select an issue or topic and study it throughout the school year, as well as perform an experiment relevant to the chosen project. As you may have likely already guessed, my project was focused on misinformation, but I furthered it and decided to look into health and disease misinformation. In addition, it is a requirement for our project to address a gap in research. For me, I was interested in understanding how the most digitally active people are affected by misinformation online. In other words, this is my generation. And by the end of my research, which included my participants taking a survey which exposed them to examples of misinformation and collected the social media platforms they mainly used, you may have already guessed the outcome. When you think about social media, the first app that comes to a lot of people's minds is most likely TikTok. This should be no surprise, as today's teenagers view this app as trendy, and it has quickly dominated the phones of many users across the world. Teenagers spend hours on this app, but are they really receiving quality information on their For You pages? For example, what was being shared on this app when COVID-19 pandemic started? This question was prominent throughout the entirety of my research project, and I was able to create a survey for students to take in order to gather data that will answer the question at hand. One of the parts of my survey was a true or false section, in which participants were given a statement, whether that be about a virus, vaccine, or general health topic, and then were asked to select if they believe if it was true or false. I will give you an example. Antibacterial soap can help prevent the spread of viruses such as COVID-19 or seasonal flu. Is this true or false? Well, out of the 48 participants that took part in my survey, 35 responded that this statement was true. However, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, influenza and COVID-19 are both contagious respiratory illnesses, but are caused by different viruses. To explain this, neither illness is formed from bacteria, so therefore, the statement is actually false. Whether it is due to misconceptions or whatnot, over half of my surveyed participants incorrectly identified that this antibacterial soap will prevent COVID-19, meaning they are indeed misinformed regardless. In a different approach that is not open for interpretations, like the true or false statements may be, I asked participants if, at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, they were exposed to numerous sources each saying different things about COVID-19, making it difficult to understand what was actually true about the virus. One example that I gave to participants was that one source was portraying that COVID-19 originated from contaminated meat, while another was saying it comes from bats in China. It should be no surprise that 44 participants said yes to this question. Seeing as TikTok is the main source of health information for many students, let's apply this statistic to a real-life scenario. Due to the fact that TikTok and many other social media platforms use an algorithmic machine learning system to learn user behaviors and generate post suggestions to the user, once a post about COVID-19 is viewed, especially during the pandemic time, the app will continue to circulate other videos about the virus. And this system does not, in fact check the information contained within the post. Therefore, as a user swipes through TikTok, which can become a mindless thing after a duration of time, post after post about COVID-19 becomes overwhelming and even confusing, which is the exact opposite for what doctors and scientists want to happen. The general public should have access to valid and reliable health information rather than being exposed to numerous posts of misinformation just because it is a result of an algorithm that TikTok or any other social media app uses. With all of this stated, which is a lot, I will say, the overall idea that I'm presenting to you today is that misinformation on social media, especially TikTok, is a dangerous tool for using and receiving health advice. Based on how the media reacted to the COVID-19 pandemic and the frantic posting about the virus that occurred, I believe that this only further supports that health advice should only come from those with the proper credentials and are considered professionals in their field. Social media is never going away, let's be honest. The world is only becoming more digital each and every day. Therefore, misinformation online should be brought into the spotlight, and I recommend that all students, regardless of how sure you are that something online is valid, you fact-check any type of health information that before you believe it. That, I can guarantee, will never be misinformation. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Board members, any questions? No one?
No
Ashley?
question, but very well done.
Thank you, thank you.
Good job, Ashley.
Thank you,
Mom,
Dr.
Dad, everybody, outstanding job. Outstanding job.
Grandma, too.
Grandma, way to go.
Yeah, exactly.
You You look like a daughter, that's, so. Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Ashley.
That's one of your students, Doc. That's right. That's right.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent job again. Good to see you. Thank you. Yep. And again, Ms. Erfurt, thank you for your support of the students. Obviously, you're a big part of it as well, too. So, and Ashley, fantastic job.
Yep. Ashley, if you and your parents want to take off, please feel free to. And Grandma. There you go. Those that are still here, if your eyes can come up here, please. Are you all going to behave? I'm looking specifically at there you go. Yep, you guys going to be okay? Okay. All right, good man, good man. Okay, all right. Those are the rules of decorum. We will all behave. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
An abbreviated version, Dr.
It's the abbreviated
Okay,
version.
good.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much. Board announcements. Good news.
Grant to fund auditorium lighting renovations at Carpenterville's Middle Dundee Crown. District 300 has received a $300,000 grant from the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity to renovate lighting in the auditoriums at Carpentersville Middle School and Dundee Crown High School. Funds will be used to update wiring, spotlights, and related equipment. The updated auditorium are expected to provide improved learning experiences for students, in addition to enhancing the overall audience experiences during performances. Dundee Crown Jazz groups earned top honors at festival. Congratulations to Dundee Crown High School, which had 3 of its jazz groups place first at the Illinois State University Jazz Festival. Earning top honors were the Dundee Crown Jazz Band in the Class B category, the Dundee Crown Jazz Assembly in Class 4A category, and the Dundee Crown Jazz Combo in the small ensemble category.
Coming soon, Summer Read 300 program. This Friday, May 17th, District 300 will launch Summer Read 300. Summer Read 300 is a free summer reading program that provides an opportunity for District 300 students of all ages to celebrate reading and earn prizes. The American Library Association lists numerous benefits to summer reading programs, noting that such programs can help ensure children retain reading skills while also generating interest in the library and books. Complete details about Summer Read 300 will be posted May 17th at www.d300.org/summerread300. Nobody has 4? Nope, okay. Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander heritage celebrated at District 300 event.
Okay. Somebody should have Jewish American Heritage Month.
Go back, okay.
Yep, go there, perfect. Thank you.
Community invited to Jewish American Heritage Month event. District 300 will celebrate Jewish American Heritage Month by hosting a community event on Wednesday, May 15th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. here at Central Office. The free event is optional and is being hosted in partnership with the Jewish Community Centers of Chicago. It would include a panel discussion, a musical performance from the Violins of Hope, and a presentation on the Humans of Tel Aviv photojournal project. All are welcome to attend.
Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander heritage celebrated at District 300 event. District 300 recently celebrated Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. The community event took place at Jacobs High School and included dance performances, games, and food. My kids and I, who are both from China, attended this event, and it was really well done and it was well attended, and looking forward to next year's.
As a reminder, the deadline is this Friday, May 17th, to complete registration for students who will be returning to District 300 for the 24-25 school year. Registration must be completed online using PowerSchool Parent Portal. If you need help, call us. And this was an important reminder.
Dr. Harkin, Superintendent Report.
Yes, I would like to invite Mr. David Rojas to the podium to talk about our newcomers English instructional materials recommendation. So thank you, David.
Thank you. Good evening, distinguished Board of Education, Dr. Scarpino, President of the Board, and Dr. Harkin, Superintendent. My name is David Rojas, and I'm the Director of English Learners and World Languages. And I am pleased to recommend the Get Ready SOAR, Get Ready 6-8, and Get Ready 9-12 for our newcomers in grades 3 to 12. This recommendation is based on the feedback from a group of administrators, both from central office as well as teachers serving our English learners across the district. During our feedback session, we heard the importance of the language development structures presented in this resource. The intentional use of vocabulary, reading, listening, speaking, writing, and grammar skills support the adaptation of students who have recently come to the United States. This resource also provides a rich digital learning environment with authentic media designed to support language learning. Get Ready includes lessons connected to language arts, science, social studies, math, music, and art. We believe this resource will help us continue to support our students who are new to this country and need to add English to the repertoire of skills. Thank you, and I'll be happy to answer questions if there are any.
Board members, any questions? Do you happen to know how many languages there are in our district?
We had, last we checked, we had over 67 languages represented in our schools.
Over 67.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Anybody? No? Okay, thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, and next I would invite Ms. Jennifer Porter, Chief Financial Officer, along with Ms. Mason, our Director of Transportation and Food Service, to go over the student fees and meal service update.
Good evening, Superintendent Harkin, members of the board, staff, and community members. I'm here tonight to provide an overview of student fees and the recommendation for changes to the student fee schedule for the 24-25 school year. Ms. Deb Mason will then provide an update on the first year of our meal service program with Organic Life, what is in the works for the upcoming school year, and the recommendation for student meal prices for 24-25. Student fees assist in providing resources and support for students' learning experiences in the educational system. The district categorizes fees as identified here. Registration fees are for using textbooks and consumable materials essential for the educational program. Extracurricular activity fees are for participation in extracurricular activities such as sports and clubs. These costs go towards covering the costs of related expenses of the activity. Miscellaneous fees are not directly tied to core educational programs. For example, their parking permits, driver's ed, and PE uniforms. District 300 is aware of potential financial hardships for families. Eligible families can apply for a full or partial waiver of student fees based on their financial circumstances. I'm sorry. To provide additional support to our families during the pandemic, the school board approved a waiver for all pre-K-12 registration fees for the 21-22 school year. The board has continued that waiver for the 22-23 and 23-24 school years. The administration's recommendation for student fees are guided by board policy and the Illinois State Code. These policies outline the types of fees that can be charged, including textbooks, consumable materials, extracurricular activities, and other school-related expenses. The policies ensure that the fee structure is transparent, fair, and aligned with the educational needs of students. By aligning school fees with our core values, we can ensure that every student has the resources they need to thrive. The district is dedicated to providing high-quality programs and resources to support student success. Providing opportunities for participation activities fosters well-rounded development and a sense of community. And we are committed to ensuring equitable access to opportunities for all students. In accordance with board policy, the administration recommends extending the registration fee waiver for the 4th year and maintaining the optional fee rates for the 24-25 school year. I'll turn it over to Deb Mason to provide an update on our meal service.
Make sure I'm pressing the right
Yeah.
button. Good evening, Superintendent Dr. Harkin, board members of the board, staff, and community. I'm here tonight to provide a review of the food service program. We started our year with a new food service management company, Organic Life. They made quick and impactful improvements to enhance the dining experience for our students. From visual improvements with colorful wraps in our serving areas to improved quality of food the students are being served. Organic Life brought not just a fresh perspective on school meals, they brought fresh fruits, vegetables, and a wider variety of entree options. With a contract that officially started August 1st, 2023, they had 14 days to roll out a seamless transition of our food service program, which they did successfully. They have shown their commitment to District 300 and the students, not just by the quality of the food that they prepare and serve, but by the partnerships they are building within the schools. Currently, they are partnering with Jacobs High School to purchase vegetables that will be grown by students at Jacobs High School next year, and providing job training to special needs students at Hampshire High School, which started this year. Next year, Organic Life will be bringing wider variety of fruits, vegetables, and entrees. They will be expanding their scratch-made recipes to include an increased number of vegetarian options and culturally diverse entrees while maintaining the nutritional balance of the meals they serve. With increased options, students can customize their dining experiences to meet their preference. We have received positive feedback from parents and students. Our participation has increased this year over last, and the menu selections lead students to make healthier food selections. Okay, we are very happy to announce that there will be no increase in meal prices for the upcoming school year. While I'm thrilled to be sharing all this good news with you tonight, I am most thrilled about this news. We will have 3 additional schools eligible to participate in the community eligibility provision, also known as CEP. This will bring a total of 10 schools that will be participating in this program for the 2024-2025 school year. The CEP attending the eligible school. This means students will have access to nutritious and delicious meals to support their overall well-being at no cost to the families. Oh. Wait, one more, sorry. Organic Life is expanding. Wait, I went to even further. Okay. Organic Life is expanding the breakfast menu at all grade levels this upcoming school year. There will be at least one hot meal option every day at each of our schools. They will be adding more items to increase the variety that is currently offered. Decreasing our environmental footprint is not just a priority to the district, it is also important to Organic Life. They will be making every effort to reduce unnecessary waste and locally sourced foods that are being served in our schools. To say we are excited about the improvements we have been strategically planning over the past 6 months for next school year would be an understatement. We will be adding more trending items that will attract students' attention and increasing the variety of food offered. It's an exciting time in the food service department, and we are looking forward to the feedback we receive on the improvements being planned.
Board members, any questions?
I don't have a question, but I just, you guys are doing a fantastic job. This has been incredible.
It's exciting.
Ms. Mason, you're amazing. You
Thank
really
you.
are doing a fabulous job.
I appreciate that.
It's so funny because I tell my kids who are both long gone, what they get offered now. In fact, when we were at the Asian American event the other day, they kind of were, it was in the cafeteria at Jacobs, and they were just glancing inside, and they were like, wait a minute, nothing was like this when we were here. What is,
I say the same thing when I visit the schools to do site visits. It's like, we didn't have this when we were here.
Yeah, and I tell them what's available and stuff like that. They're going, what? You know, they feel that we were cheated out of a good lunch, but
Right?
You know.
I feel that way too, even though it was quite a long time ago.
It was, yes. Exactly. No, I'm really just thrilled at how well this has all worked out, and you guys did a lot of work. And
There's a lot of people with a lot of passion to do the right thing.
yes,
Yes.
and it always shows that it ends up being the best thing.
Yes.
So thank
I
you
agree.
again.
Thank you.
Deb, can you go back 3 slides, please? 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Just for clarification,
Yes.
the CEP program, will the kids at these particular schools, will they be offered a breakfast?
Yes,
And they will be offered a lunch?
correct.
And then all the children can participate in that, correct?
Absolutely.
At no charge?
Correct.
There we go. I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, no problem.
At our Title I schools, and we brought it back this year at Dundee Crown. They also have for our Title I schools that do after-school programming, they are also offered a supper and a snack at no cost to all of the students that are attending. And at Dundee Crown, this is for all of the students. They do not even have to be participating in a program. It's open to all of the students to either before they leave the school, or they are welcome to come back and get a supper at no cost to the student. And a change that we're making, sorry, I'm just really excited about this. A
You're doing good.
change
You're doing
also
good.
that we're making in that after-school meal program that is CACFP, which is Child and Adult Care Food Program, that previously the students right after school would be served a snack, and the majority of the students would leave before they would serve the supper. So now we're changing to where Organic Life staff will be staying, and they will be serving the supper first when the students are truly very hungry. And a lot of them will be going home for a supper, so those that stay later will be able to then have a snack before they leave to go home in the evening. So these are some of the exciting things we've been planning.
Good, thank you.
Amazing.
And then what I would give Deb the credit for, she really dug in to find out what opportunities were available with her partnership with Organic Life. And that's why we knew you were the right person to step in to be the person that oversaw this. As a reminder, Deb does oversee our transportation department, and she kicked those guys into gear. And we've really done it. She's done a great job with both of our outsourced providers that are key, getting our kids to school, starting out the day well, getting food in their bellies, which are part of why and how our kids can be successful. So Deb plays an integral role in making sure those service providers that we work with meet the expectations. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are, to echo what Nancy just said, you are phenomenal, and we deeply appreciate it. And thank you for your support of her as well, too, Mrs. Porter.
Thank you for your confidence in having me fill this role, and I appreciate everyone who supported me. It truly was a village. It was not just one person.
But you're not allowed to leave now, ever. Just so you know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Board discussion. Any updates regarding the board committees? Jen, you want to talk about the operations committee at all?
The only thing I will mention is the next scheduled meeting is in July.
Okay.
July 16th.
Thank you, July 16th.
Okay, all right. Any other board discussion, board comments? Item number 11, items for discussion under $35,000. As a note to those in attendance, both virtually and in person, some of these items have been vetted through the Board Operations Committee, which is why there may not be a need for new discussion. These are standard items under $35,000, so I will not be listing them individually. Is there any discussion on any of the items under $35,000? Seeing none, we will proceed. Items for discussion over $35,000. I will read each of these items individually to allow for any discussion. As a note to those in attendance, both virtually and in person, some of these items have been vetted through the Board Operations Committee, which is why there may not be a need for a new discussion. Item 12.1, Health Services Equipment Bid. Item 12.2, Integrated Pest Management Bid. 12.3, Track Resurfacing Bid, Dundee Crown High School. 12.4, Weed and Bee Control Bid Extension. 12.5, Alternative Transportation Contracts Extension. 12.6, Copier Maintenance Contract Extension. 12.7, Dual Language Reading Program Contract Renewal. 12.8, Education Services Contracts Renewals. 12.9, Employee Benefits Contract Renewal. 12.10, Technology Services Contract Renewals. 12.11, Website and Mass Notification System Contract. 12.12, One-to-One Student Devices Financing RFP. 12.13, Board Policy Review and Revisions. Moving on to item number 13, the consent items. Do I have a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved.
Any discussion? Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Fiorentino,
Aye.
McKinday,
Aye.
Carpino,
Aye.
Thomas. Aye. Zettler, aye. 5-0.
Thank you. Item number 14, roll call action items. 14.1, approval to display materials / curriculum. Do I have a motion for the approval to display materials / curriculum? So moved. Second. Any discussion? Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Fiorentino, I'm sorry, Thomas.
Aye.
Carpino,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
McKinday,
Aye.
Zettler, aye. 5-0.
Same motion passes.
Same motion passes.
Yeah. Item 14.2, approval of fiscal year 2024 to 2025 budget requests additional. Do I have a motion for the approval of fiscal year 2024 to 2025 budget requests additional?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
McKinday,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Scarpino,
Aye.
Thomas. Zettler, aye. Motion passes 5-2.
Thank you.
Or 5-0, sorry.
14.3, approval of student fees and meal rates 2024 through 2025. Do I have a motion for the approval of student fees and meal rates 2024 through 2025?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
McKinday,
Aye.
Scarpino,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Thomas. Aye. Zettler, aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Item number 15, do I have a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of discussing, 1, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body, 2, parentheses 1. Number 2, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees, 2, parentheses 2. Number 3, litigation, 2, parentheses 11. And 4, security procedures, school building safety and security, and the use of personnel to respond to an actual, a threatened, or a reasonably potential danger to the safety of employees, students, staff, the public, or public property, 2(8). Do I have a motion? So moved. Second. Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Thomas? Aye. Scarpino?
Aye.
Ferrantino?
Aye.
McKinday?
Aye.
Zettler, aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. And as a reminder, there will be no action taken